We're here thanks to Liquorland, and score more this summer with Liquorland. Of course, choose to drink wise. Brad Haddin, after 19 wickets in one day, did we see anyone bat wise? That was incredible.
Yeah, it was incredible. We came over wanting to be entertained. We've seen 19 wickets. England went in with 4 fast bowlers, and they had a clear plan on what they wanted to do when they had the opportunity to bowl, and they were aggressive. That Australian batsman with a lot of short pitch bowling. Ben Stokes came on late in the day. He got his length nice and full. He got reward. Mitchell Starc was outstanding. Up front today without Camo, without Hazelwood. He stood up, and that's what you want to see from your experienced bowlers. But in all, batting from both teams was poor. Australia had a different approach. They looked to survive. England went after the game. But all in all, it was a tough day to watch for the batters.
Yeah, so over the next 20 minutes or so, we're going to pick it all apart and get the opinion of Brad about just some big moments, and they're all about big moments. Ashes days, it's hard to crystallise exactly which ones are the bigger ones, but we'll do our very best here. But you go back to the toss, and you actually thought England will bowl,
yep,
but they've actually turned around and go, no, we'll have a bat. Now, having a look at that deck and what it can do with a view to what's happened today, but also what can happen to that deck, will that turn out to be the right decision?
Well, I thought it was at the time. It was interesting because everyone thought England were going to bowl. With the 4 fast bowlers they went in, they had 4 bowlers that bowled 140 Ks plus, and we thought they'd go into the game wanting first use of the surface. But once the covers came back, the wicket was a lot drier than we've seen here in the past, and it was a smart decision to bat first. We've seen that typical aggressive approach. They went after Scott Boland. Was an interesting tactic straight away. He had Ben Duckett walk into his line, Ollie Pope. They walked down the wicket and put Scott Boland off his length.
Was that, do you think, a tactic born out of planning and team meeting, or was it, we're feeling good today, let's just do it to Scott?
No, 100%. We've seen last time in the UK, that's the way they played Scott Boland. They walked into his line. They weren't worried so much about the pace that him using his short ball. Scotty Boland's big strength is his length, and what he does, he gets nice and full, he keeps the stumps in play. And what England did is use that to their advantage. They walked into his line and made Scott Boland do something different. But at the other end, Mitchell Starc was all class. What he did today without Hazelwood, Cummins, just showed the standing he has in the game.
What did he get particularly right? Because Ethan Meldrum, who does the stats for Triple M, let me know that that's actually 13 for 60 odd in his last 2 innings of Test bowling. You go back to the West Indies and then you go to Test 101 here in Perth. That's pretty good figures for the big fella. What did he get particularly right today, especially to the big guns that he knocked over?
Well, I think he bowled smart. He had clear plans to all the batsmen. At times he took the ball away from the English batters, knowing that they'll come nice and hard, and then use the ball, a shock ball at the stumps. But the one thing he's done for a good part of 24 months now is he's at the top of his game. He's stood up in all big moments, and today it was ultra impressive what Starkey did today with an inexperienced attack. He had Nathan Lyon there, but what he done to put Australia in that position with the ball was exactly what you want in an Ashes campaign. You want your senior bowlers standing up, but in the end our batters just couldn't capitalise on the good work he did with the ball.
Do we get the Starks a Christmas present and it's Ben Stokes playing that shot with stumps flying everywhere, and maybe they can put it on the mantelpiece at home or something like that? Must have been a nice feeling.
Well, that's definitely one that you will put on the mantelpiece. You want to keep the stumps in play to Ben Stokes when he comes in. You don't want to give him time to settle. He's one of those batters, if he gets away, it can be hard to stop, as we've seen on a number of occasions. But what Stark did really well, he kept the stumps in play. It was a big wicket, and that's what he did throughout the whole game.
What about the top of the order, where England, if they get away, you're in trouble about trying to claw them back? So Crawley went in the first innings. Well done, Nostradamus, by the way. He called it in that was predictable. But Duckett tried his best to get away. Joe Root did not get going at all. In terms of a wicket that means something going forward in this series, is it the Joe Root one where this, I won't call it a hex, but still, he hasn't scored the amount of runs he has in other parts of the world. Is that the most meaningful one for Australia out of today?
Yeah, I think so. Well, also Crawley at the top. If you start from the top, Crawley was a big wicket. What he did really well is he took the ball wide. He knows that Crawley's going to come hard, and he took the ball wide, made him play up the front of his body, and he got the rewards in the slips. But Joe Root's a big wicket. There's no hiding behind that. Yes, he hasn't got 100 in Australia, but all his cricket over the last 12 months, I think it's the best I've ever seen him play. But what you want to do with that, he hasn't got 100 in Australia, you want to make that time as hard as you possibly can for him to get off the mark, make things difficult at the start of his innings, and that's what they did today. They had some really clear plans with the way they set their fields. They made their gully come tighter, point come tighter, and kept the ball away, and then got him.
Harry Box Office Brook. Let's go with that for Harry. Because when he comes out to bat, you're pulling up a chair and you're watching, whether it be on television or listening. You're paying attention. Whatever you're doing, you're stopping because you want to know what exactly this guy could be capable of on the day. And he played some unbelievable shots today, but in the end, probably left a few out there. That looked a little bit ominous from my point of view about Harry Brook. What about yourself?
Well, we know what he's going to do. He charged the second ball. He plays with zero fear. And this McCullum style suits Harry Brook's game.
Yeah.
I think he's the number 1, number 2 ranked batter in the world. But what he does do is put pressure back on the opposition, and that's what we've seen today. It's going to be different. And Australia, they had plans for Harry Brook. They set fields, and in the end they got him. But he's going to be a big wicket through the series because he doesn't have to bat for 3-4 hours to have an influence in the game. If he bats for a session, he could be near 100.
What was the plan for him? Just briefly. They'll maybe take and go,
you want to build up top ball pressure. You don't want to let him get on a roll and hit boundaries. You want to cut off his areas and get Harry Brook hitting to the areas that you want him to hit into, and that's what they'll have to do.
Hads, what about what Michael Vaughan brought up through the day in commentary on Fox? Sometimes you watch Bazball and it's Bazball without brains. Was that Bazball without brains, or was it just momentum all against the tail of England? And, that's just what happens sometimes.
Both teams did the same. They went after the tail with intimidating bowling, and that's what you want to do at the start of a series. You want to say to the tail, if you're going to bat any amount of time here, the ball's going to be at your front shoulder or around your head. You want to make it uncomfortable, so you leave scars as the series goes on. You don't want those series where the tail becomes a real thorn in your side, and that's what both teams did today. They sort of made a bit of a statement with the way they're going to bowl. They'll go back and talk about it, and it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable balls coming at your ribs, into Nathan Lyon's hands, and that's what both teams did today. They tried to intimidate the tail.
Yeah, it was 5 for 12 in 19 balls. So at that point of the day, I went downstairs actually. I went down to level 1 where the punters were, and there were so many Australian fans walking around like this, going here, like that. Yeah. But there was something we missed at the end of the England innings, was the fact that Usman Khawaja wasn't on the field. Not all of us missed it. A couple of sharp minds in the Triple M commentary box saw it, that Uzi wasn't on the field. So then that didn't allow him to open. Now, we've since learned that it was a back spasm, so maybe he was waiting for the anti-inflammatories to kick in, getting a bit of a massage, stretch it out. How big a blow is that when you go in and you go, oh, Marnus, you're going to have to go out there straight away, mate?
Well, it changes your whole batting position. Steve Smith goes to 3. Marnus, who's just come back in the team, has to open. Everything you plan for, it changes. So, yeah, Usman, our understanding was he had a back spasm. He was off for some period of time, and it does. It changes the whole rhythm of what you set up and what you spoke about. So let's hope he's right. He was able to come in the middle order, but, yeah, he did throw the Australian batting.
What made it so difficult for the Australian top 6 with the bat out there, or did they make it difficult for themselves?
Well, what made it difficult is it was aggressive fast bowling. All 4 bowlers bowled over 140 Ks. Wood and Archer at time hit 150 Ks, and it was uncomfortable. Australia got hit on the body a lot. Steve Smith got hit 4 times. And what England was saying is we're going to go after you this summer. We're going to have a body line type of bowling and make life uncomfortable for the Australian batters, and that's what they did. It wouldn't have been a shock. It wouldn't have been a shock with 4 fast bowlers and how England picked their team, but Australia are going to have to find a way to get through it.
So, with the way it ended for Australia with the bat, I mean, I will say, from our point of view, at least we didn't lose 10 wickets in the in the day. scant consolation after losing, 9 for 120 odd. Not real good, still in arrears by a few of England on the first innings. But on reflection, you've been there. You've sat in a dressing room where you bowled out for less than 50 and you go, whoa, that got out of hand. How do they comprehend what has happened with the bat and, more importantly, analyse it?
The first and foremost, you don't want to overanalyse it. I think what they've seen today is they got a really clear picture on how England are going to bowl. Yep. They're going to be intimidating. They've got guys that bowl with high pace, and a lot of the balls are going to be at your body and uncomfortable. Ben Stokes was the one who caused all the damage at the end of play, but he bowled that fuller length. The other bowlers were aggressive. They attacked the body of the Australian batsmen, and that's what they've got to get used to. You don't have to overanalyse what happens the first day of an Ashes campaign, but what they do have to do is understand and find ways to score.
Who was best with the ball for England?
Ben Stokes.
Yeah.
I thought we were calling for it on commentary the whole day. Get Ben Stokes on. He bowls that fuller length, and that's exactly what he did. He came on. He got the Australian batsman to drive. The ball did enough off the surface, but at the other end, you had aggression. You had short balls. You made life uncomfortable, and they complemented each other well.
I went down to the boundary to have a look at Jofra Archer bowl a couple of overs. I reckon I would rather stick my head in a simmering vat of hot oil than face that guy for 2 overs. That did not look like fun.
No, but Australia know what's coming. It's going to be fast. You're going to have to take some balls on the body. Yes, this wicket is the most bouncy wicket in the country, and they knew what was coming. Yes, there was some high quality pace, but Australia are going to have to find a way. They've got another opportunity to bat in this game, and they've got to find a way to get off strike, rotate the strike, so they can't build 6 balls, 12 balls in a row. You've got to get to the other end.
Do you reckon Starkey was happy about having to go out to bat after taking a 7 for?
Well, that's the big thing as well. The one thing, what you want to do, you want to give your bowlers a day and a half off. What they've done well in the past, the Australian quicks, is if you give them a day or a day and a half off, they'll bowl you to victory. What you don't want to do early in a series is that they're bowling day after day after day, because that's when injuries come.
Quick break on Willow Talk. Drinks break. We need it. Thanks to Liquorland. Back in a sec with some Secret Cricket Club questions and a little wrap of the day as well. Back with Willow Talk. We've got some Secret Cricket Club questions.
Oh dear.
Before we get to this, did you cop much from the Barmy Army?
No,
today?
Nothing.
No, yeah.
The Barmy Army being good. The one thing about the Barmy Army, we had a look around the ground today. There's 30,000, but they're in voice. They make the game as well. Yeah. Their songs are clever. They've got a song for every Australian batter that walks out, but they're here for the right reason. They do appreciate good cricket. If you play good cricket, I even watch when Starkey got his 7 from walked off. The Barmy Army are on their feet, but they don't miss if things aren't quite going your way.
Stephen Smith was copping it for crying. That was the one that I heard. Yep. But you're right. That like the atmosphere around the place, even the flags of every single geographical location in the British Isles is there as well. I did see one gentleman late in the day see that red part of your flannel that you got on right there. He was that colour.
I think most of them were.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I seen the first beer when we got up this morning. Someone was having a beer at the hotel bar at 7:30 a.m.
That's good going. We're on our second coffee, of course. We're professionals. Secret Cricket Club, thank you for your questions through Secret Cricket Club. To get involved with that, go to our Instagram page, follow us, jump on the Secret Cricket Club link there and follow that and get involved. She Loves Cricket says, was Healy watching her husband cook England today, or was she busy somewhere like last time? Well, I can answer that one. She was actually in transit after, unfortunately, it didn't work out for the Sydney Sixers last night, the WBBL. They got bowled out for 42, and Heels got a golden duck, but that's not important right now. Heels was in transit down to Hobart, but she did catch much of it, and she was a pretty happy woman, wasn't she, on the group chat?
I'd imagine she would be.
Absolutely. So that's that one. Teddy says, with the high loss of wickets, have the bowlers made the batsmen look ordinary, or have the batters made the bowlers look good? Well, if you're a bowler tonight, you're walking around saying, well, it's not my fault.
Well, having a look at the surface, it was actually a really good surface. It had some good pace, steep bounce. The ball didn't swing that much. It did a little bit off the surface, but nothing out of the ordinary. It was just some high-quality bowling off the back of some probably below par batting or definitely below par batting from both teams.
Is it going to crack? that pitch?
Yeah,
or
I
we're
think
not going to
so.
be here long enough to find out?
No, I think it'll crack. As the test match goes on, traditionally the wicket will start to crack here and they'll open up, but it depends how far the game goes. The best batting on this surface is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah, it was 12 months ago, wasn't it?
Yep.
We had a day similar to this against India, and then all of a sudden it flattened out and Virat Kohli went to town. Anyway, hopefully that doesn't happen with an Englishman. Hopefully it happens with an Australian. Over to you, Nathan Lyon. Jace asks, did our bowlers miss their lengths today? Well, it turned out pretty well. I bowled them out for 170 odd. So.
No, I don't think our bowlers missed the lengths at all. What England did well, they had a really clear plan on the way they wanted to take Scott Boland out of the equation. They walked into his line. They wanted to take LB and bowled out.
Brendan Doggett?
I thought Doggett was good.
Yeah.
I thought he bowled with good pace. He got a couple of wickets with bounces. He got the big wicket of the day of Harry Brook, where it just looked like Brook and Smith were about to take the game away from Australia, and Doggett came on and got the big wicket, and England lost 5 for under 20.
I reckon Harry Brook, because Australia referred, and they weren't sure they were going to refer,
Yep.
Alex Carey talked everyone into it, but if he didn't refer that, and then it went up on the big screen, Harry Brook becomes the villain of the Ashes. So in a way, Alex Carey, the villain of last Ashes, has saved Harry Brook becoming public enemy number one.
I might have seen that a bit different to you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't think Alex Carey was the one that made a decision there.
Oh, the final decision?
Yeah, I think Steve Smith was quite aggressive there.
Okay.
They do work together.
That's good. Yeah. That's good. Fair enough. James has got a question on the Secret Cricket Club. Is it genuine panic stations at the top of the order? Another failed opening partnership? Well, as we mentioned in the previous segment, it was a bit of an unfortunate circumstance that Jake Weatherall, preparing to go out there with Uzi, they would have talked before about, let's do this together. And then all of a sudden, at the last minute, it changes. But Jake Weatherall, I mean, it was a pretty good one from Jofra Archer. It was on him pretty quickly. Yeah,
it's a tough ball, second ball, your test career. We can't judge the opening partners today. Yeah. As we know, Uzi had back problem. Everyone had to move up. Uzi came in at 4, so we can't be judging, especially day one of an Ashes, and also things were thrown in a bit of chaos.
Thank you to Secret Cricket Club members for those questions. 51,000 people here in Perth today. Biggest ever attendance at a test match in Perth. Hopefully more of the same tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow. All thanks to Liquorland. Score more this summer with Liquorland. Choose to drink wise. Before we go though, Hads, some headwear paraphernalia I've picked
what do we got
today. So the one I've got on today is the Willetton Crows, who are in the south of Perth. I met up with Alvin, their man, big cricket guy. He's coming to all days of this test. They've actually done things well. They've got a casual, go to the pub one for their cricket club. That's the one I've got. Corduroy one. That's the word I was looking for. But their playing cap is a striking. You like this one, sky blue. Mm-hmm. The Willetton Crows, so that was a nice one. Thanks to Alvin and the crew at Willetton for passing on that one. And as we were standing right here,
the indoor cricket one,
we've got the Seamer Snakes. So it's a indoor cricket.
You scored some runs with that. I can smell it from here.
Centre in Balcatta. And I reckon this has been worn a few nights and maybe a few mornings and maybe a few times at the pub in celebration as well. But the Seamer Snakes have provided some headwear as well. So if you're coming to any of the tests, any day, we'll be here as long as there's play on Willow Talk. Seek us out through social media and we'll meet up and we'll wear your club cricket cap on said day. So how's that sound, Hads?
Sounds good to me.
We'll do it. We'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow, same time, same place.
Time for a lemonade. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for watching the Willow Talk podcast on YouTube. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't have to miss an episode wherever you are. And while you're at it, check out these videos up here. They're mostly good.